Because, folks, it's my coach used to say it's go-to time. It's go time now. No, it depends. Not all undocumented workers are working. I'm here to ask you for your help. Where I come from, you don't get far unless you ask. My name's Joe Biden. I'm a Democratic candidate for the United States Senate. Look me over. If you like what you see, help out. If not, vote for the other by things that have to be done. There's during World War II, where Roosevelt came up with a thing that was totally different than he called it the World War II. He had the war. Well, folks, eliminate one tax loophole out of $1.6 trillion worth, $1.4 trillion worth.
Wait, what?
Out of $1.4 billion. It's hard to even say it so much.
Wait, 400 trillion billion? Million?
And by the way,
Yeah?
it costs a lot of money.
Like how much?
It cost about $740 billion over 10 years.
Yes.
Mary Kay's heard me say this. I was up in Massachusetts, and I was with the ShopRite was trying to reduce the pay in healthcare after they made $4 billion, their parent company, for the union.
Are you at all concerned, as Trump said, that we cannot let the cure be worse than the problem itself?
We have to take care of the cure. That will make the problem worse no matter what. No matter what. This is not a moment for excuses or deflections or blame game. We're in the middle of a pandemic that had cost us more than 85,000 jobs as of today. Lives of millions of people, millions of jobs. And we're in a position where, we just got new unemployment insurance this morning, numbers, 36.5 million claims since this crisis began. We're going to survive all the way through this whole thing.
Thanks, guys.
Good afternoon, everyone. As Lily already indicated, I'm Joe Biden's husband, Joe Biden. So, over 600,000 dead. Many of them are people who are those workers, those nurses, doctors, some of them, because they have put themselves in a position to save other people's lives, protect the rest of society. And we talk about that number like 600,000+ people. There's each and every one of them left.
60,000. Yeah, 60,000.
660. I missed 60,000. Unnecessarily, now we have over 120 million dead from COVID. That is just being finished. I'm having a 2-hour vetting report from the lawyers and women and men of color, as well as white folks who are doing the vetting. And when I get all the vetting done of all the candidates, then I'm going to narrow the list.
You have been doing these public events for the past month, which has put you in contact with more people. Have you been tested for coronavirus? And if so, how frequently are you doing that?
No, I have not been protected. I have not been tested for the coronavirus for two reasons. One, I've had no symptoms, as my mother would say, knock on wood. And number two, I haven't wanted to take anybody else's place. Fire away. I know. I tell them I'll be late just a little bit, okay? All right?
Thank you, Mr. Vice President.
I always get in trouble on the last question, but go ahead.
We appreciate it.
You have a moral obligation, because it really is. It really is. Thank you. Guys, I really do have to go. I apologize. I'm going to get in real trouble. I'm probably already in trouble, but thank you. Go ahead. What's the last? I'm sorry.
Good to see you out and about, Mr. Vice President.
I can understand the anger and anguish that people feel by having, for years and years, been under the statute of Robert E. Lee, who, if you're an African American. So it's a difference. It's always better to do it peacefully, but there's a distinction between, and those monuments, and I shift responsibility, and I'm not.
Two quickies. Will you commit to 3 debates?
Oh, yes.
3?
3, yeah, I commit to it. Look, remember when he exhorted the nation? What happened? Now it's almost July, and it seems like our wartime president has surrendered, waved the white flag, and left the battlefield. You know, the steps you've taken so far haven't gotten the job done, Mr. President. Fix the shortage of PPE for our healthcare workers before you tee off another round of golf. And you could waste all the efforts they have undertaken with your midnight rantings and tweets. They don't make these sacrifices. You could ignore the science. One of two things. This president is talks about cognitive capability. He doesn't seem to be cognitively aware of what's going on. I'm looking forward to it.
Last question, real quick. Some have speculated,
You're a
sir,
lying dog
that you are subject to some degree of cognitive decline. I'm 65. I don't have word recollection that I used to have. I forget my train of thought from time to time. You got 12 years on me, sir. Have you been tested for some degree of cognitive decline?
I've been tested and I'm constantly tested. Look, all I got to do is watch me, and I can hardly wait to compare my cognitive capability to the cognitive capability of the man I'm running.
And getting the union vote when there's a large portion of the union workers that are gun enthusiasts, and you are actively trying to diminish a Second Amendment right and take away our guns.
You're full of shit.
All right, thank you guys.
Shush.